Hey everybody, Shoebox Legends here. Thanks for joining me today for a box break video of sorts here on the channel. We're going to get into this awesome League Leaders DoubleD's Vintage Baseball Cards Graded Card Box Series 1. So some of you may be aware of the backstory here, but in case you're not, this is a pretty cool product that was put out by League Leaders. They're at leagueleaders.com. You can see on the wrapper. And my buddy Dylan over at DoubleD's Vintage Baseball Cards here on YouTube. Awesome channel. I have given him a shout out before. I would imagine, most people watching this video are probably already subscribed to Dylan and checking out his content. But in the event that you're not, definitely head over there. Become friendly with Dylan over the past few months and constantly going back and forth and talking the hobby and shooting pictures of cards, each direction. And it's just been really fun. He's an awesome guy. He sent the 1953 Topps Rube Walker here for my set build, as well as some other really awesome cards in the time that I've known him. And recently he announced on his channel that he was putting together this promotion with League Leaders. So what this is, Dylan picked out 3 dozen graded baseball cards from his collection. And the checklist is here on the back. These are the available cards that you could pull out of this product. And they've been repackaged in this pretty cool box here from League Leaders. And each person that purchases a box gets one of those cards off the checklist. Now, just like anytime you open unopened wax, you're taking a risk. That's part of the fun. You don't know what's included inside, and you may pull something like, this 1966 Mickey Mantle, which is the chase card of the 3 dozen cards that are in the product. But at the same time, you could end up with maybe a 1978 Pete Rose and a PSA 8, which is obviously, not as valuable a card as the Mantle, but that's not the reason that I went in for this. The price was pretty reasonable. I think it's a fun idea, and I want to support Dylan in his pursuit of the hobby. It's a cool chance to add a card from his collection to my own collection, which I think is neat. And I think the objective here is for Dylan to raise up some money to go after a pretty big card that is on his target list. So went for this. Happy to support Dylan at DoubleD's Vintage, and excited to get into this today. So whatever this ends up being, whether it's a sad trombone moment or one of the nicer cards on the checklist, I'll be happy with it because, as I said, it was more about supporting a hobby friend and helping him further his collecting and get towards a card that he's looking for in his collection. So with the shrink wrap off, this is still sealed. Looks like we have a dotted line here, maybe to cut along. And I chose box number 22. So I was given the option by League Leaders as far as what box number I wanted for my opening, and chose 22 just because box 2 has always been my lucky number. So let's see if it treated me well this time around. And again, regardless of how this goes, Dylan is just an awesome guy in the hobby, and hoping that he does well with this promotion and sells some more of these and is able to get that big card that he wants. So the card is wrapped individually inside here, and this is a cool touch. But each one includes a DoubleD Vintage Baseball Cards signed 2022 card, numbered out of 36 to indicate that it was part of this promotion, I would assume. Probably one of these per box. So that's an awesome personal touch there from Dylan. And let's see what card I ended up with in slot 22. And it is absolutely perfect. And I should have probably mentioned this. I didn't want to take a ton of time going over the checklist leading into this, but looking at the back of the box, this is one of the cards I actually wanted the most. And the reason being, if you've watched my videos here on the channel, I am working on a Hank Aaron playing era run of all of his Topps cards from his 54 rookie right through his 1976 release, which was his final card. And I've made tremendous progress trying to get the earlier, tougher cards out of the way first. So I'm really in good shape on the 50s and 60s. And I had actually, I think, even mentioned to Dylan recently that a lot of what I'm still missing are the 1970s issue Hank Aaron's on my set registry. And wouldn't you know it, one of the cards that I am missing is the 1974 Topps Hank Aaron all-time home run king card. I've had this on my eBay watch list for, probably a year now, or maybe longer, and just hadn't managed to pull the trigger. Kept finding other cards that came in front of it. But this is one that I absolutely need for that set pursuit. It is the perfect card for my collection from this product. and couldn't be happier to kill two birds with one stone, support a friend in the hobby, and check that one off the list for that PC at the same time. So man, just I'm smiling here behind the camera. This just couldn't have worked out any better, and I'm very honored to have a card from Dylan as part of my Hank Aaron playing era run. That's kind of got a little bit of special meaning to me. The same thing happened with my Mickey Mantle run that I'm working on. Was able to pick up the 1967 Mantle for that run from my buddy Brian over at Walk and Bach. So that's awesome, kind of have a personal touch in each of the two vintage era playing runs that I'm working on. So yeah, just ecstatic. If you would like to be one of the other 35 recipients of one of these boxes, and again, these are the cards, if you'd like to pause, that are available, or you can see them on the website if you go to leagueleaders.com. At least at the time that I'm filming this, I don't know by the time I get it up on the channel, they were still, available for purchase, a few of them at least. So if this kind of thing interests you and you'd like to take a shot at a graded card from Dylan's collection, definitely recommend checking it out. In the meantime, congrats Dylan on this awesome promotion, and thank you so much for the great addition to my Hank Aaron playing era collection. Just as Dylan would say, I'm stoked. So double Shaka, thanks for checking in today and tuning in for the Double D's League Leaders box break. And I'll be back in the very near future with some more sports card content. Until then, take care.